Picture this, a trade tug-of-war so intense, it's crashing global markets, and now it's landing smack in the Supreme Court. Yes, you heard right. President Trump is storming the courtrooms with tariffs as his artillery, demanding a ruling faster than you can say economic meltdown. That's not business as usual. That's law, drama, and CNBC colliding all in one headline-grabbing saga. Just last week, a federal appeals court flat-out declared Trump's sweeping tariffs, his trade centerpiece, illegal, saying he overstepped his authority under the Rare International Emergency Economic Powers Act, IEPA. It was a 7-4 blow that stunned Wall Street and hit markets like a truck. Volatility spiked, bond yields creeped, and headlines screamed presidential power meltdown. Illegal tariffs? Check. Market chaos? Check. But don't blink. Next, Team Trump is running to the biggest court in the land. Enter the Supreme Court. Trump's legal team just filed an expedited petition, asking the justices to decide whether to hear the case by September 10th and schedule arguments in early November. Yes, they're leaning on the court faster than you dash to Target on a sale day. Hold on, because these tariffs aren't just about economics. They're being used as geopolitical leverage and emergency measures. That brings us to IEPA, enacted in 1977, lets a president control trade in national emergencies. Historically, that meant sanctions, not blanket tariffs. Trump's bold move, using that same law to impose up to 50% tariffs across the board. Critics say it's like using a scalpel as a sword, and that's exactly how the appeals court framed it. It's not just about power. It's about precedent, and precedent could win this case or blow it apart. Trump didn't hold back. Losing this case would put the U.S. on the brink of economic catastrophe. He's painted a dire picture. Think slumping growth, job loss, even national decline. Tariffs, he argues, have poured $159 billion into the Treasury and forced trading partners like India and China to come to the negotiating table. Personal finance meets geopolitics next, and traders are sitting at the edge of their seats. Wall Street watched. The S&P 500 dipped over 1%, while the 10-year Treasury yield spiked past 4.28%. Why? Because investors hate uncertainty, especially when billions in tariff revenue and trade deals hang in balance. But if SCOTUS strikes them down, hold on. Billions could be on the move in refunds next. If IEPA falls, the administration drops back on other legal tools like Section 301 and Section 338 of the Trade Act to keep tariffs in play. Think pharma, semiconductors, autos. It's like switching from dynamite to tasers. Still shocking, still dangerous. Think this is domestic drama? Think again. International repercussions are alive and fiery. Trump even warned, if he loses, the U.S. may have to unwind deals with the EU, Japan, South Korea, and more. That's right, the legal fight could tear up new trade frameworks faster than you'd talk. But that's not all. Small businesses and allies are sounding alarms. Small businesses like boutique importers are getting caught in the crossfire. Many lack pricing flexibility and could suffer or even collapse if tariffs vanish or if refunds flood them with liquidity and uncertainty. Allies and partners aren't too happy either. They're rethinking U.S. reliability in a changing trade war landscape. And back in D.C., the early drafts of a new political battlefield are already being scribbled. This case raises big constitutional questions. Who runs trade policy in America? The president or Congress? The court's major questions doctrine says sweeping powers must originate explicitly in the Constitution, not implied by law. That's the nitpick the appeals court used to clip Trump's wings. And now, the big question. The court might just redraw the lines of presidential authority for good. Here's how scenarios could shake out. Trump wins. Tariffs stay. Markets rally. U.S. keeps leverage. Congrats, executive branch. Trump loses. Tariffs vanish. Refunds flood. Markets tank. Small businesses and Treasury panic. Congress scrambles. No matter what, trade norms are shifting, and so is presidential power. So fasten your seatbelts, because the future of American trade, global markets, and executive power is all heading to courtroom drama. So, what's your take? Should a president wield emergency powers to tax imports? Or is that Congress's exclusive turf? Drop your thoughts below and let's talk. If you love high-stakes policy drama mixed with sharp, snarky commentary, hit subscribe and ring the bell. That's at Global Pulse News, bringing you frontline breakdowns when big law meets bigger consequences. I'll see you at the verdict.